big frame on it. Have a look at that. Well, you would not believe it. I have literally just slipped that fish back and the other rod's away. What an incredible creature. We came here for one fish, ended up with 5. I'm absolutely over the moon. You join me here at Lucy Lake on the Grendon complex. It's actually the first time I've ever been to this complex and the first time that I've seen the lake. It's a lovely little intimate lake. I think it's just under 2 acres in size. It's a nice small one. We've spent a couple of hours walking around. There's a no fishing bank on the far margin, which looks really, really nice. With the size of the lake, I'm expecting that the fish are going to patrol up and down that margin quite regularly. So yeah, I think realistically we're probably going to be pinning rigs sort of as close as we can to that margin, maybe put some washing lines out there to keep disturbance down. But yeah, when we got here, as I say, we had a walk around. I've seen one fish show and it's just on this wind that's pushing into this bay here. We've got some lovely reeds down to the right, and yeah, it's looking really, really nice. So I'm going to grab the leading rod, going to flick a light lead around, see if I can see what's on the bottom, and we'll go from there, then hopefully get some rigs in, see what happens. So, to save on disturbance, I've come around to this far margin just for a little lead around, just to see what's going on at the other end of the swim, and it is really apparent that there is absolutely no weed along this far margin at all. There's just some lovely firm spots, some real gravelly spots. But what I'm looking for, now that I know that's the case, is just anywhere it's slightly deeper, anything that's just a little bit different that the fish might visit, like that. I'm just lowering it down off the tip, just trying to find anything at all that stands out. So I found some lovely spots on that far marginal bank. They're just a little bit deeper than everywhere else around them. They goes down about 2 foot deeper in some spots. Really nice, really clean. So I've knocked up a couple of wafter rigs, got some nice tuna homemade specials on there, and I'm just doing some PVA bags just to protect the hook on the way down. So yeah, we'll get these tied up, we'll head around there, get some rods in, yeah, hopefully get some fish on the bank. So 2 of the spots I've found on this far bank, they're in a nice open area and they allow me to fish washing line style. The reason I want to do that is because they're nice and deep and there's like a really steep marginal shelf. So I don't want that line sort of cutting through the water and spooking the fish. The idea with this is that the lines stay out of the water, the fish can just move up and down that margin without coming into any contact. It keeps disturbance to a minimum as well, because what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cast a bare lead across that far bank. Keep the rod up high, get the line nice and tight, and then I can walk around, clip the rig on, lower it in. So yeah, I'll try and get the rod across there now. Right, so I've come around the far side to pull my rigs in, and when I'm loading this, I just sort of talk you through what I'm using. So I've got Pacific tuna boilie, I've got that whole and crumbed, and I've got the 6mm and the 8mm betaine pellet, and I've got that soaked in the Marine Amino 365, really nice salty, yeasty, fishy liquid. So yeah, let's get it out there. So the rig went down lovely. So what I do now, I've got a storm pole here with an elastic band on it. I take the line which is going direct to the rod. I've then got the slack line which is going to the rig. So I push it through a couple of strands of the elastic band. So I've got the loop going through there, making sure that line's right tight and that everything going down to the rig's free from any obstruction, nice and loose. And then what I do, I take a little bit of reed and just fold that over, and that just gives a little bit of tension. So keeps line in the elastic bands, and as soon as the fish pulls away, the reed pulls out, you get a lovely drop back bite and in direct contact with the fish. So this is the third rod, and as you can see over my shoulder, I've got a lovely little cove here. It's nice and deep, solid margin. The fish are definitely going to be getting in here. I don't want to wash and line this rod. There's too many snags around, too many branches. When you wash and line, when that fish picks up, you've got a load of slack line. There's just going to be too much here. It wouldn't be safe. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to fish a tight line directly to it. I'm just going to bait up from this area so I can get the bait nice and accurate, and then go around and cast the rod. Right, that's the rods out now. Just making sure that line's going bowstring tight across to the storm pole. It's drop back bites that we're looking for here. So I've got some extra weight on the bobbins, keep everything nice and tight, and the clutch is set, ready for when it goes. So we're just coming into the first evening now. It's looking good out there. I've got everything set up, bivvies up. The rods are looking particularly carpy. I'm usually one to have them all nice and even, but you know, because we're fishing two different methods here, needs must. I'm really hoping we get one tonight. If we do have one fish, I'll be over the moon. Although it's a small intimate venue, there's not loads of fish in here. So yeah, I'm just hoping we can get one bite. Yeah, Brad's about to get the barbecue on, so it's all good. Get some good food down us and enjoy the night, and hopefully we'll be woken up by fish. So, just enjoying a nice burger on the barbecue, and we were rudely interrupted. One of the washing line rigs has just pinged back. Bent into a fish. Why does it always happen when you're eating? You can probably still see the smoke coming out the barbecue. The bacon and sausages are getting a little bit burnt. Who cares? Tell you what, it's scrapping well. I don't think it's particularly big. Lovely. Well, there's not much left of the bacon on fire in the background. But yeah, we've got a nice one in the net. That'll do. Right, now that fish is in the net, I'm just knocking up a new rig so I can get one straight back out there and hopefully get another one pretty quickly. I thought I'd quickly take you through what I'm doing. Real simple rig. I use this rig most places that I fish. It's just a short blowback style rig, line liner on there, then a small little dropper just to keep everything down on the lake bed. I use a soft coated braid just so if there is anything on the bottom it just sits lovely over the top of that, and just with a little wafter trapped in place with a little bit of silicone. It's doing the job. Wow, how about that for starters? Certainly was not expecting that quickly. So rods haven't been out in the water that long at all, so it really took me by surprise. Yeah, really gnarly old male fish, massive fins on it, which explains a real good account it gave for itself. Really happy with that. So we'll get a few pics, slip this one back, and yeah, hopefully have one a little bit bigger to show you soon. Well, that's a nice wake-up call. It's been chucking it down all night. And I thought I'd get one a bit earlier. They were showing really well last night, especially over the right-hand rod. But it's the left-hander on the washing line that's gone again. I've got to try and get over to the left here in a pair of Crocs in the mud. It's not going to be easy. Ugh. This is absolutely beasting me. They just don't want to give up. Lovely. I start common. Fantastic. Right, let's get this all sorted, get this one unhooked, get them out to show you. Well, I am absolutely made up with this. Have a look at that. What an incredible creature. We came here hoping to get one fish in the session, but you know, to have two within the first 24 hours with another 24 hours to go, and for them to look like this, you know, seeing pictures of these fish, the really dark commons, this is what we came for, and at just over 28 pounds, certainly can't complain. So we'll get a few stills of this one, slip her back, and then I think we'll maybe be repositioning one of the rods today after what I saw last night. So I'll talk you through that in a bit. Mega. Absolutely buzzing, ridiculous fish. Come on. Well, you would not believe it. I have literally just slipped that fish back and the other rod's away. And swimming towards me. There we go. How's your luck? Had to give that one quite a bit of pressure. This is a rod that you see me put in that little snaggy hole. So it's fish locked up, a couple of beeps, and we're straight onto the rod to take it away from any danger. Outplaying it in open water now, so it's coming a lot easier than the last one. The margins here are so deep as well. After these reeds, it drops off to about 10 foot. So the fish just plod around in real close. Almost seems like they're coming up the lake, because that was the left-hand rod. Now the middle rod. Right-hander might go next. Lovely. Well, how's your luck? We said one fish would be great. 3 fish in and still another night to go. Go on. That's a nice one as well. Oh, there we go. Little homemade tuna wafter doing the do. Nice spicy one. Drop off inline lead so that everything comes off in the fight. Perfect. Well, I was not expecting that one. How about that? It just goes to show the effectiveness of the bait. You know, that mix is a mix I'm so confident in and I'd happily take anywhere. We're starting to put together a little bit of a hit of fish now. I am still going to move one of the rods though, even though we have caught, and I'll talk to you a bit more about that in a little while. So we're going to get this one slipped back, get some more rigs done, and get them back out there. Right, I'm just repositioning that right-hand rod. It's the only rod out of the 3 that hasn't gone, which is surprising because it's actually where we saw the most activity last night. Sort of out to that reedy bay out to the right, there was fish showing. I did have a rod there, but it was probably 15-20 yards away from where the majority of the shows were. So yeah, just going to knock up a single solid PVA bag. Hopefully if there's still fish in the area, it should pick one up pretty quickly. It's just mini ultra mix pellet, some krill meal and a few liquids that have been soaking in there. So yeah, we'll get this one out, get the other 2 rods back out on the spots because I've not got them out yet, and sit back, relax and enjoy the rest of the day. Right, so these fish clearly don't like bacon. Just put some food on and off it went again. This is the solid bag that I repositioned up into that reedy bay where we saw all the fish last night. It's been out there for less than an hour. It's ripped straight off. So it has picked up the middle rod, which isn't ideal, but hopefully we can get this one in. Oh, it's it. Looks blooming yellow, this one. A big frame on it. Oh, go on then. We've still got this other line, so I'm going to have to be really careful here. Big ghosty that is, that's a good fish. Oh, I tell you what, Brad, that looks like a 30-pounder, that. Get it in. How's your luck? Go on then, how big is it?
32 on the nose.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Go on. Wow, how about that then? That's a full set now. We've had the common, the mirror, and now a ghosty. And at 32 pounds, can't complain at that at all. So this one came to the solid bag that we positioned in that bay a little while ago. Hadn't been out there for, well, it hadn't even been out there an hour and it's gone off. It just shows you if you can see fish showing and you can get a rig on them, you can catch them. Just a single solid bag, and that's the result. Mega. My style of fishing is definitely suited to small venues. You know, predominantly the last few years, that's what I've fished. I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, the fish know every single inch of them small intimate venues. You know, I just love creeping around with a single rod, seeing the fish, watching them feeding, getting it in amongst all the little gaps and snags. You know, being able to fish, you know, seeing the fish and fish for them. You know, it's all about being quiet, being discreet. You know, from noise on the bank, light on the bank, right through to, you know, like on the washing line rig that I'm fishing here. You know, doing whatever I can to make sure that the fish don't know I'm here. You know, on bigger venues, you can put big hits of fish together. You know, you're fishing for a lot of fish a lot of the time. In these sort of smaller venues, I love that it's, you know, looking for that one bite, you know, that one opportunity where they're going to slip up. And you're never too far away from them. You know, when you can see a whole lake and see where the fish are, you know, being able to get in amongst them and just have that one shot, I love it. That's fishing for me. That's what I find magical. So if you are fishing a venue that's, you know, smaller or intimate or has a smaller head of fish, you know, if you do need to go chase them around all day, you know, do what you need to do, but just do it as discreetly as possible. You know, it doesn't have to be a lot of bait. I'm putting in, you know, one scoop of bait here. You know, the fish will come over it, especially as in these smaller venues, you know, and you will get bites. And when that buzzer goes, you know, there is just no better feeling knowing that you've tricked that fish, you know, in such an intimate habitat. It's out of this world. That feeling is just, you can't beat it. You really can't. Right, so it's final evening. I've not actually seen anything show since that last fish that we've had, but you know, I certainly can't complain. What a session this has been. You know, 4 fish. It's been really, really good. The rods are all back out now, ready for the night ahead. As I say, although I've not seen anything, it was slightly later than this time yesterday when we started seeing them show in that bay out to the right. So yeah, really hoping they get back in there. feeling confident. Barbecue's on as well. We've got a couple of lovely steaks to have. Brad's cooking. So yeah, really looking forward to the last evening. I'm hoping we can have one more to show you. So yeah, fingers crossed. So last night, as soon as it got dark, it was evident that there was a lot of fish up here. You know, they were showing all across that far margin where we put the rods. So I was really hopeful for a bite through the night, but it didn't actually happen until first light this morning. But yeah, we got one, which is great. It was a middle rod, again, tucked into that little cove that you've seen that I was fishing a rod tight to. I say it was just on first light. I'm pretty sure that it's a ghost carp. But in this blue water, the lake's got the blue dye in it, and in the blue water with a head torch on it, was actually quite hard to tell. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this brew finished, get a few things sorted, get the mat out, get some water prepped, and yeah, we'll have a look at it. We can have a proper look and see what it actually is. So there's definitely a bit of ghosty in him. What a proper cool character that one is. Real angry, gnarly male fish, gave a proper good account for itself as well. So they all have, to be fair. And yeah, we came here for one fish, ended up with 5. I'm absolutely over the moon. You know, real good session. Couldn't be happier. So this is probably going to be the last one of the session. Due to commitments, we are going to have to hit the road very soon. So I'm going to get this one slipped back, get the gear packed down and hit the road.